Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Taranaki Foodies with Area 41 on the Most FM. And guess what? It is the celebratory 100th episode of our show on air. Hey! And besides all that, it's the tastiest food show on the Most FM and the only one. We are recording our show live on a Facebook group page. Look for Taranaki Foodies with Area 41 on Facebook if you like to peek behind the scenes. And today we have all people who have co-hosted the show. Well, not all of them, but most of them. This is Warwick Foy, Andy Bassett, local foodies and most of them broadcasters, and myself, Alina Williams, your favorite selfie taker and ethnic food aficionado. Our videographers today and tasters are Ollie Foy, rising star in videography and design, and Nathan Griffith, social media manager and also the leader of the food reviewers group. Welcome, guys. Thank you for your support. And our guests today are really amazing, and it's no wonder that our timetable worked in such a way that they became the guest of 100th episode. It's a power team of brains, charm, and skills. Tia Toanikiri, Dylan Wilson, and Hope Loveridge from Collab Hospitality. Hello, everyone.
Hey, how are you?
So, how about we listen to the song first? It's Friends Will Be Friends by Queen. Wow, it's all started. How about we pour the beer and you can open that. Charlotte is tuning, one of our broadcasters. This is the radio station personalities. So Stacey Hitchcock, Charlotte Littlewood is one of our broadcasters. Warwick, myself, Virginia Winder, Warren Smart, and Andy Bassett. Andy Bassett is a legend. Yeah. And Bassett, impersonator of who are you impersonating? Oh God. Andy, help me. Oh, that's right. And also, I forgot David Boy. I remember Andy Bassett, but I forgot David Boy. And also his number of different bands and.
I was going to say, I've seen you, on the gut. Is that right? The guitar?
Yeah.
The bass?
Yeah. So you've probably seen me in various bands. If you go to Superstore as well, I've been there as well.
Right.
I was there last night.
Look, I brought up a pro who can open champagne. Yes, okay.
Yeah, whatever you want.
This one will be enough for yourself.
You want bubbles at the moment, or anyone going for beer or anything else?
I'll have Peroni, 0 alcohol Peroni. And Tia, what do you want?
Yeah, I'll go for the 0 alcohol as well.
So it's on the right side. So we have a little bar.
Some breaks.
Oh, you got a bottle opener. Nathan, what do you want? Do you want just beer? You just go and choose yourself a beer while in this round. Aidan, you pour some for yourself and for Ollie, so adults will have some time at the bar after you put. Children go first, not just to the drinks.
So John, are you a chef as well?
Yeah.
Oh, you were chefing with John, eh?
Yeah. Back in the day, we did together.
Where did you train?
I did my apprenticeship at Griffith Winery.
Oh,
Yeah. 4 years on the council.
Mark Simmons, he's still there.
Charlotte.
He's not winemaker.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Right. No.
Quiet sort of guy. So are you a chef as well?
Yeah. So I started shipping in Wellington,
Oh, yes.
and I moved up here with my banking year. Couldn't find a job, so I bought one.
That's very clever. It's a sign of
Yeah.
recession.
And Hope, are you also a chef?
Thank you so much.
I know I'm trying to help.
Oh, you're from the house, okay. Are you currently, did you open the bubbles?
I've got the bubble got open.
There's a mic.
I'll have some of them. So you're working at the moment, or you're?
Yeah, so I'm at the Backyard Cafe as well with Dylan, so we started doing together. Little Mrs. next door and huddled up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's yeah, came from Fredericks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we went from nightlife to daylife.
Daylife.
Yeah.
That's good.
Exactly.
They're turning back now.
No, that's it. Yeah, staying it.
Work isn't a champagne.
Non-alcoholic, by the way.
Good. Quick one to drink that beer.
What do you guys have?
Welcome back to the anniversary episode of Taranaki Foodies with Area 41. It is Olina Williams, Warwick Foy, Andy Bassett, and our epic guest today, the power team of brains, charm, and skills. Tia, Tony, Carey, Dylan Wilson, and Hope Loveridge from Collab Hospitality. Good afternoon.
Hey, guys.
I just want, first of all, to say a huge thank you to Tia, because when I started business 5 years ago, when you're a beginner, not a lot of people are prepared to support you, but Tia always did it for me. So I started with ethnic cooking classes, and he always was supportive when I said, hey, I need a premises to have my cooking classes. And he was tired, he was booked, but he always made time and place for me. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
So we just listened to a song about friendship. Friends Will Be Friends by Queen. And it seems that friendship for you gave your projects like a power boost, a huge boost, because you and John Baker, when you united your forces, you just became a collab, you became a company rather than individual who struggles and things like that. So it's kind of a sign of 21st century. Individual always loses for the team. Am I correct in describing it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the collaboration kind of happened by accident, really. And it was thanks to one of our business partner who's no longer in New Plymouth, he's moved overseas. We sort of ended up in the same sort of cafe, sort of restaurant, and he was sort of more back of house. You know, he was good. He's called the numbers guy, so he's very good at. He's got the gift of the gab and all that. And I was sort of more front of house, and so we had a really good sort of, it was a good team. So. Yeah. You're a charm. I know that all your staff always loved you, and all the customers as well. You're kind of always a face of your business. So do you still cook? Do you still work within? No, not anymore. Sort of, I definitely hung this chef whites for now. But every now and then, if there's a gap in the kitchen, I'll jump in and help out. So, okay. But it's definitely in the blood. You don't lose the passion to cook. So, so you have you used to have a jazz hub in Fitzroy, and now you own the hangar at the airport. You also own the backyard cafe and also the Big Jim's cafe, right? And we have a production kitchen in town as well. So, wow, that's huge. So yeah, we've kind of expanded sort of within a couple of years, really, and I think we grew quite fast in that short period of time, and so we're still in the process of working things out. So we're a very, very new company with a young team, and so we're just all in this journey together and just working it out as we go. Wow. So is it harder or easier to actually work within the kind of company, within the 3 entities or 5, whatever? I think it is. It's getting easier. It was a bit hard to kick start the whole sort of process. But once we were in the process and we had good people come on board, like the likes of Dylan and Hope, that just kind of take the whole productivity to the next level. And so we've got a great team right across the board with regards to the accountants, the admins, our chefs, and our front of house management as well. So I think I must say it is definitely getting easier. So just because I guess the weight of responsibility has been sort of shared quite equally between the team that we have. So but yeah. So I read in this article in the Mood magazine that you give a job for 50 people at the Big Jim's Cafe. This is massive amount. You're like huge, because in New Zealand you are medium business if you employ over 3 people, right? If you employ someone like 50, you're a big business, right? So how does that work? Because it seems that it kind of revitalized the whole place, and there is much more engaging crowds there, and there is a new menu, and there is a new items in the thing. So how does employing more people works for the business? I think, I mean, that's still is a work in progress, and It's just we've got the right people that we've employed, and we've kind of slotted them in the right place, and it makes productivity a lot better, and so it works for us. And for some other companies it may not work, but it seems to work for us.
So you brought some epic people with you. Can you introduce your guests?
So Dylan Wilson is he's been around the block a few times. He's a pretty prominent chef in New Plymouth. And Dylan's partner Hope Loveridge, and I mean, these guys have been in hospo scene for quite a while now, so it only made sense for them to come on board and just help John and I sort of take this whole company to the next level. So they're just, we couldn't be thankful enough to have a caliber of these people on board.
Do each of you have a kind of a responsibility role, or is it like whoever does what?
Yeah, well, Dylan he acts as an executive chef in our company now, so he oversees all the menus, the chefs, the hiring of chefs, the training, basically anything that with regards to executive chefs. He pretty much oversees the whole lot.
Wow.
And it's a huge responsibility because we've got a huge pool of chefs as well for 3 sites. And Hope pretty much does this sort of like a very similar role with front of house staff and management and all that. So our role is it's been defined every day, and so we're still trying to decipher what that looks like at this stage because we're quite new and we're growing so fast, and so we're kind of learning as we go. But yeah.
Do you have a sort of an optimal size that you'd like to be in terms of the number of businesses that you own and the size of your staff and so on?
Not really at this stage. I think if there's a concept that we think is missing in New Plymouth and that we've got the team and that be able to pull it off, then we'll definitely invest into it. We've got 4 or 5 sites now, and I think we feel like we're at the very optimal of what we want to sort of achieve in New Plymouth. But we're sort of, we've got other avenues that we're sort of looking at as well, which is more sort of big contracts for catering and all that, like through the council, so that's sort of kind of like our next move, I guess. So once we've got all our current businesses well established and it's running really well, then we'll probably look at branching out a little bit more.
And how would you break into that space? Because it's pretty competitive in New Plymouth, isn't it?
It is very competitive. So look, I think for us, being the new kid on the block, we basically just put a proposal forward and hope for the best. Yeah.
I'm heartbroken that John hasn't joined you today.
Yeah, it is. I'm sure he's listening. I flipped him a text before and I told him to listen in on Facebook.
So if you, any of you have questions, please reach us through our Facebook page. It's a group, Taranaki Foodies with Area 41, and you can type your questions to us and we will answer it live on air. So my question is to Dylan. You are hiring and training chefs.
Yep.
And famous chef Bourdain said that chef work is only for outcasts. How do you manage to control, educate people who are kind of in a non-conventional job, because it's not office from 9 to 5. Sometimes it's hard hours, late hours, a lot of devotion, a lot of discipline together with creativity, which is an unusual combination. So how do you do that?
I mean, yeah, it is definitely a job that you've kind of got to have a passion for, So I guess, those are the people we're looking for, and we've seemed to come across a few good chefs, and it's kind of helped us out a lot. So
what qualities do you need to see the first thing in the person to be hired by you?
Basically just hardworking, like just committed to the job and willing to just jump in whenever needed. And yeah.
Would you prefer a person with a good background, education and things, or would you prefer a person who really had experience?
I more look for someone who's willing to learn, doesn't think that they've learned everything. If they're willing to learn, then they're going to probably work harder. And
Oh, Bourdain didn't do you guys any favours, did he? Because it's good to have the rep of being an outcast or an outlaw,
Yeah.
but actually you have to be utterly professional in your trade because it's pretty ruthless.
Oh,
Mm,
100%, yeah.
it is,
Absolutely.
it is. So what is hot in the cuisine at the moment? What's trendy? Tell us.
Sorry, what was that?
What is trendy in the cuisine of feeding? I always was wondered, is there some sort of a definition of a Kiwi cuisine? So what is a hot thing in a Kiwi cuisine right now?
I'm not too sure. I mean, I think kind of people are stepping away from that fine dining thing, and the shared feasting thing is a thing at the moment. Everyone seems to enjoy that. So, that's what I like to go out for and have a good feed. And
Oh, that's great. Awesome.
Does your cuisine vary across your 3 sites considerably or a little bit? Or
no, not so much. We are daytime cafes, so people kind of want that style of breakfast and lunch. But we still offer like burgers and steaks and all that. So yeah.
So 3 sites that you own, but you said that you own 5 businesses, all those 3 cafes. Another one is a catering, and another one is the whole collaboration, right?
Yeah, it is. I mean, we won't let the cat out of the bag yet, but we've
Something's
got
going on.
we've got something brewing in the background. It's going to be awesome, so we've got that's really exciting. So watch this space. So hopefully, if everything goes to plan, we'll I'd say towards the end of the year we may look to open a new site.
Oh.
Are you still at the stage where you're working your ass off, or has the business consolidated enough to allow you to step back just a little bit?
We got to this stage last year. We had the backyard and the hangar open, and that was pretty much, it was just ticking along. We had it down packed to a T, where we had everything working accordingly. And John and I kind of took a step back and basically just sort of worked on the business. But we've had a lot of people approach us and say, hey, look, would you like to do this? Would you like to venture into this and all that? So it was just an offer that we couldn't sort of refuse, really. So we kind of launched in and created more work for us. So
It's a good sign, because success always has many parents and many contributors. It's just the opposite always and often, isn't it?
Absolutely, and it's a shout out to all our investors as well. So they've really they've had a lot of faith in us, and so they've invested a lot of their capital.
So you had angel investors, those who give you money and said, in 5 years I want to return. I don't know what you're doing. Is it like that, or is it someone who works in the business as well?
It's just investors, so outside investors, and we're very good at spending their money. So and they're basically hands off, and so they saw the concept, and they had total faith in the concept that it'll work in Little Old New Plymouth. So it's just not. We don't just come up with a good idea, and implement it. It's something that we've kind of sort of researched the market, New Plymouth, and all that. See where all the trends are. If there's a gap in the market, then we'll do our best to try and fill that gap.
Awesome. My next question is for Hope. So I would like to know, because you're front of the house, you're dealing with all the customers most of the time. Are there different crowds between big gyms, backyard cafe, and the hangar?
Yeah, I tend to think so. The backyard has a big variety of customers, so we don't have a set clientele of. We have the retirement village just up the road. There are lots
Perfect
of people.
location.
Yeah, exactly, prime. So I think we slotted well there. We have a daycare right next door, so we have lots of parents passing by as well before work, after work, and just lots of everyone else in between in the weekends coming through. Whereas big gyms, lots of gardeners, everyone going out to the garden centre, lots of everyone going in for tea and cakes and all that. And the hangar travellers, just anyone and everyone. It's kind of
Food traffic is already there.
Yeah,
You just
we just have to
join in.
appeal to the right people.
Good concept.
The hangar intrigues me because it's directly across from another cafe.
Yeah, it is.
So how do you have a point of difference? How do you compete there?
So with that, it's just the way that we present our food and our different ranges of food. So, implementing fresh sushi, salads on the go. So we are a to-go kind of place. You keep moving. So you get your coffee, you can hang around and drink that, eat that. But we grab everything and head to your flight or head home. So I think we appeal to the people that just kind of, let's go. Yeah.
I have a good review from a friend. She is also the same as me, member of a migrant women group. She's from Scotland. Her name is Shauna. She's an amazing foodie. Hello, Shauna. And she said that she loves the backyard cafe, and the food that she absolutely adore is your bati. I mean, since when bati is the thing? So you made it. You made it out of just a little something from your own kitchen. You made it a chefy variety. Am I correct? So you use certain type of cheese, and well, she said that it's a special cheese. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's a tea edition.
Yeah, bacon buddy's been around for a while, so it's one of those items that you just don't remove from the menu.
Yeah.
That's probably what Dylan said, because people are going off of the high end and they're trying to consume something that is that they remember as children, for example, have a nostalgic value or something like that. Warwick, what is your food that you remember from childhood and you're prepared to eat every day till the end of your life?
I can tell you, I know the answer to that, but I can't eat it anymore because it was my grandmother's cooking.
All right.
She's passed, I think, about 15 years ago now. So we had steak and kidney pie, which was a family classic. Fish pie, which we do try to replicate, my sister and myself, and possibly my brother, but he lives in Japan, so I don't know. And what was the other one? Oh, corned beef and dumplings. And I mean the English style stodgy suet dumplings. So those were the kind of classic childhood dishes. But as I say, my sister makes them, but she lives in Wellington and I don't make them. So,
Okay. The same question is to Andy. Andy Bassett, our other co-host.
Yeah, well, most of the things I ate as a kid, I don't really eat now anyway because they involve meat and I'm vegetarian.
Spotted dick.
But I definitely eat all the desserts that my mum used to make, the meringue pie, all that kind of stuff, So that was a particular favourite. So
what do you cook? What do you cook like every day? Like something like a bati. Do you do this?
No, I like this week I made myself a pumpkin and kumara soup, which was really great to have in this weather we had this week. That's been really good, and it always involved a bit of curry flavour in that one as well to give a bit of a kick and some taste. And
because you've been vegetarian for a long time.
yeah, since 1983. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
I think it's a perfect time to listen to our second song, which is called Food, Food, Food by guess who? Wiggles! Yes. So, guys, you've been talking for 25 minutes, but it was easy, wasn't it?
We did think so.
So I suggest you try this because we have some of this is put it in the middle, and you guys have some of this as well.
There you go, guys. Just fun to say.
Yeah. Oh, cool. The one thing that my mum did that I would never eat, and I hated eating with egg, was liver and bacon. I had that together, it was like, liver is just revolting.
Oh, yeah.
And you cut into it, and you could see
Yeah,
gallbladder
vessels.
and bile ducts. And oh,
Is that a driving force for your vegetarianism?
The question: Shall we cut cake now and have it now? I think it's a good time.
I think so. Yes, let's just get the
Otherwise,
restaurant
we'll
up
too
smoking.
late. Some people say it's never too late for a cake.
What have we got here? This is
It's carrot cake. That's all right. So, do you guys eat carrot cake? I know that Warwick is not a sweet person.
I thought about bringing a cake in.
That's all right. I'm glad that you did because I wouldn't eat. Yeah. Otherwise, we will have too much sweet things, and then it's never really good for the brain. Too much sweet things.
John says he doesn't have the gift of the gab.
No.
Very nice, yeah.
They so does.
All right. So who wants a piece of cake? Ollie?
Oh, I will.
I will.
Awesome.
Oh, not long to go. You got about 10 seconds to go
I'll let-
of the song.
I'll let
Oh, it's fading out.
Welcome back to Taranaki Foodies, and it's our celebratory episode. It's 100th episode of our show on air. It's Taranaki Foodies with Area 41, and it's us, Olina Williams, Warwick Foy, and Andy Bassett in the studio. And we have absolutely epic guests today, guests who represent brains, charm, and skills from Collab Hospitality, Tia Taranaki, Dylan Wilson, and Hope Loveridge. And we're celebrating, we're cutting cake, we're trying it on. Cake is from Humdingers, beer is from our epic, absolutely amazing sponsor of the Most FM, Mike's Brewery. And we are celebrating today by eating and talking. That's what we do the best. So we just listened to the song by Wiggles, and it was like a music with different food rhymed. And I really loved it because it's honest, and kids love eating. And then something happened to us. We become adults, and then we find some evil in food, you know. So Tia, you have a little daughter who just turned 6, right?
Yeah.
How does she accept you as a person who is a chef, who cooks, because for a long time ago it was not considered actually a masculine occupation.
Yeah.
Time changes now. What does she think of you?
Look, I think little wee Lani is she's grown up in a commercial kitchen, so you know, she's either in a moby wrap or in the pram, and she's taste testing a whole heap of stuff. So and it's just really exciting, you know, and you know, it's just one of those things that we'd like our girls to be able to you know, grow up, is to try all the different cuisines, and you know, and they get to choose for themselves. So it's exciting. It's all also hard work.
So you have some island background, so you obviously can bring some of this flavor to the cooking. Do you cook this food at home?
Not really. My mum does though.
Okay.
So we try to have her over as much as we can. You know, try and reminisce on some of the food that she used to cook when I was a kid.
What's your favorite from the childhood food memory?
Oh, God, I think there's a few, but one that pops to mind is, I think, Mum's curry chicken and roti. So,
Oh, yeah.
and yeah, I tend to go back for more.
Fiji is such an interesting place of a mixing of several cultures, and
Yeah.
of course a very strong Indian influence.
Absolutely.
Half of the population has Indian genes and things like that. I remember when we had an Indian class in your place. It was epic. Remember how we tried saris and all the other things.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
so good. And Warwick is a big aficionado of Indian food. He cooks.
Yeah.
He also drives the movement which is called Ramen Life in New Plymouth.
Okay.
So it started like we need a ramen shop, and then after he started it, we have some ramen in our shops.
Yeah.
Now it's just I don't know. You need to choose another goal, I feel.
I'll ask you about the roti. So obviously it's I think it's Malaysian, isn't it? Roti, or it's Indian as well, perhaps. But how did it end up in Fijian cuisine?
Yeah, I think that's just the influence of the Indians in Fiji. So, I mean, the Fijians do have their own version of curry and roti, and the Indians have theirs. So the Indians' sort of version is a little bit more potent. Just the amount of chilies and they put in there versus the Fijians are a little bit more on the mild side. But yeah, the roti is something. It's like a staple in Fiji. So it's like rice for some people. In Fiji is taro, cassava, or roti.
Yeah.
So, and roti is definitely something that you got to have with curry, because yeah, it's like a, you know, it's it's like something that you kind of need to use your fingers to pick your curry up and put it in your mouth.
Food, I like
And
that.
for some reason, it tastes a lot better when you're using your fingers.
Yeah. So I think the Indian version of that I'm familiar with is the paratha, which is, I don't know what the difference is. It looks the same. There must be a difference though.
I think paratha is a little bit more sort of a lighter, it's
Layered.
laid, quite light and flaky.
Right.
Whereas your roti is a little bit more dense and quite filling. But it doesn't stop us from going back for more.
Guys, please help yourself to the cake, and I hope later on you can give us a review on the cake. Maybe you can be our reviewers.
Chef Dylan.
Yeah, Chef Dylan.
As trained chefs, I'm curious to whether you're trained in a particular style of cuisine or a country of origin cuisine, or whether you can cook anything and everything, and what you actually prefer to cook.
For me personally, I think because I like to sort of explore what different sort of cuisines, and I think people's palates are also developing as well in Little Old New Plymouth, and so you can only your fish and chips and your burgers is something that you revert back to when you don't know what to eat. But if I'm going out for dinner and if there's something very unusual that's on the menu, that's more likely the item that I'll order. Especially with ducks on the menu, I'll basically, that's me. I'm done. I'll have duck.
The same as my husband. He loves duck dishes.
Yeah. But I think, for chefs, I think you kind of need to develop your repertoire of food because you get. There's all your commercial kitchens. There's always different cuisines going, and so you always learn new skills and ideas and all that.
So to be considered qualified, you would have to have the ability to cook 50 dishes or 10 dishes, or is it you know what I mean? I'm trying to understand how a chef masters cooking within a cuisine or across different styles of food from different countries or specializes.
It's more for me the process of how you execute those dishes. I think you learn those skills, and then when you get dropped into a Asian restaurants or something, you do learn how to. You've got the skills to be able to execute a dish, but it's done quite differently. So, and the flavors are totally different as well. So
it's all about the process.
It's for me personally, that's I've got the skills to be able to cook a dish from Spain or something like that. But how they go about it is it's a learning process for every chef.
It probably will be slightly different as well because each cook or chef brings something from themselves, from their background to the dish. Like I was experimenting with Thai food for a long time, and then I let a Thai person to try it, and they said, "Very nice, but not Tom Sam." Or sometimes. So I would like us to try those 3 beers that Mike's Brewery gave us. So please, Nathan, can you please bring us this with the glasses, and we'll give them a review online because they've been our amazing sponsors of the Most FM for many years, and we're so ever so grateful. So an interesting question: how life balance works for chefs? Because I know that sometimes the hours are really ridiculous, too early or too late or something like that. Dylan, what hours do you work?
At the moment, I'm just doing about 7:30 till 2:30, which is perfect for us. I mean, we've got a young kid as well, so she goes to daycare while we're at work, and we get to go home at night, and we're all night together, which is amazing.
It's probably good that you work in a cafe rather than a restaurant, right? So
I have been working in a restaurant for the last few years, and we get home at like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock maybe, so it just doesn't really work.
And what time do you start?
11 o'clock.
Yeah, that's awesome. So how do you choose what dishes you'll introduce to three of your different caps. Is there any decision
Yeah,
making
I
process?
think the main goal is to just be better than the last menu. You know, like we're always developing and getting better and just learning and trying to use local produce, which is really
Okay.
important.
Listening to the feedback from the customers
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well. Like if they like something, they'll tell you. If they don't like it, they'll tell you.
But you're staying, right?
Yeah, money is
Staying.
stable.
Yeah.
We'd get in trouble if we lost that.
So I would like to introduce the Russian ritual of toasting. Just imagine we're all going to die, right? So when we die, at our funerals, people are going to say nice words. So we're not going to hear it, theoretically, maybe, who knows. So instead of doing it then, how about we'll do it now? I suggest each of us will say a toast to another person in the room, and we will go around. How does everyone feel
You
about
have
it?
to demonstrate this.
Yeah,
Of
yeah.
course, I can do it in Russian. How about that? So
Very wonder what you mean.
I suggest each of us have a glass with a beer. We need
It's all very
glasses.
well.
Yeah.
Mine's
And basically, Toastmasters were brought as an idea of people toasting. So at the important events, you're supposed to raise your glass and say something important. And when you connect glasses, the liquid's supposed to go on one on top of another. So it means that you don't try to poison another person. There is a reason for all of this, you see. So I'm going to try Mike's classic ale, isn't it? So we're doing. Warren, can you please tell us what are we trying?
Oh, sure. So we have a Hazy Days, which is a New England IPA, and we have a Hefeweizen Cloudy Wheat Beer, and we have the Long Line Lager.
So it's from 5.2 till 4.4 alcohol, right?
4.8.
5.5, the Hef is.
Okay, awesome.
5.8.
It's nice
4.8
to have a specialist in the house because Warwick is the president of Society of Beer Advocates. So when I try to buy beer, I text him and he always tells me what to buy. So I bought some beer for today and it was in a car. So people who were in my car yesterday drank it while I was driving. I had to make another trip. So I would like to, can I have a glass?
You may have a glass.
Yeah, and
Glass
I'm
and beer
prepared.
is-
Try this one.
Yes, hazy one. Yeah. It's a German style beer, I believe.
Good way for the.
Oh, that's the Hef. The Hazy is a New England, as in east coast of the US.
Oh,
style.
wow.
I want to give you a full glass.
Boston and that kind of area.
Yeah.
Massachusetts.
Oh, it smells
and
very
Maine.
flowery and sweet. So it's nice.
Classic New England IPA is like a glass of orange juice.
Oh wow, that's a orange juice.
Pretty
Just
much.
with 5.2% alcohol. So I would like to raise this glass for our collaboration that happened between our guests and us as co-hosts on the Most FM, including those people who videoed. Thank you, Ollie and Nathan, and everyone who has been involved in happening this show. So it was a massive learning journey for me, and I would like to raise this glass for the health and success of everyone, including our guests today. Cheers! All right, so this was an example. I did it just for educational reasons, if you don't understand. Warwick is next.
Right, well, that was very articulate. So I'll do a New Zealand style one. Let's raise our glasses, and I am biased, but we'll raise our glasses to the videographer, Ollie Foy, who's very reliable and turns up every week and does his job.
There you go.
Cheers!
Cheers.
Cheers! I think.
The glasses accordingly.
Oh, yes.
Cheers! Cling, cling. Only need to top up with the alcohol-free champagne. Yeah. Okay, I think Andy is the next one.
Yeah. I'll propose a toast to Aiden, who's sitting quietly in the corner, but is actually pouring drinks out for people. To Aiden.
Yay! Cheers, Aiden. Thank you for your help. And Aiden was my first videographer before I found Ollie, who has a job now. And thank you very much for being support and doing everything for mom to have some time off. family. So, who is the next one? Nathan, would you want to say a toast? You need to come closer to the microphone. So, Nathan Griffith, our social media manager and the leader of the food review group.
Well, I've attended life discovery courses, and we used to make them up. So I don't remember any of them, but I guess I would use the Spanish one. I learned the Spanish language for 3 years on my own, and so that's salud.
Salud! Clink, clink! Awesome. Oli, would you like to say a toast? Come on. Just do a simple one.
Well, thanks, Alina, for giving me this job. It's good to earn some money, I guess. And get some food, taste some food and stuff. So cheers.
Cheers! Wow! You see, it's recognition. I feel very good about it. So, does everyone else have a drink? So, yes, Tia, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'd like to just want to say thank you to you guys for having us, especially you, Lena. I guess this toast is to friendship, to the good old days. So, if it wasn't for those days, we wouldn't be here today. So, yeah, I'd like to say thank you.
Thank you so much, Tia. Cheers! I'm trying to make everyone drunk. I'm trying to educate people, as you can see.
We haven't got for the classes with the fireplace or anything.
This is a Greek style. We have a cooking class in a Greek style, and after that, instead of washing dishes, we drop dishes and we break dishes. They do it during funerals only, but I mean, it's fun. Okay, funerals is fun as well. Could be potentially for those who are not dead. Right, Dylan, your turn.
Yeah, I'd just like to say cheers for you guys for having us and everyone listening, watching in, and letting us get our name out there. And yeah, thank you.
Cheers! Cling, cling. Wishing you many successes, because you guys are totally amazing, because finding right people, collaborating and feeling respect to each other and taking the best out of others is a skill, and it's an honor. Yeah. So, Hope, your turn.
Yeah, I just follow on that note, and thanks for you for having us. And sorry, she's having a and cheers to John and Tia and everyone else for taking us in, and taking a chance on us. And
Well done.
To many more years. Yeah.
Cheers to this! Yay! Cling, cling, cling. Awesome. And I think it's a perfect time to listen to our third song, which is called Celebration Time. And it's not the celebration time you know. It's a different one. Wow, this is so awesome. 45 minutes and get precious.
Wow.
It's easy job.
So what's the little girl's name?
This is Harper. She's waking up now.
Very good.
2.5. Yeah. I think this is her first sleep for the day. She was at my dad's today while we were working, so it's perfect. Worked out perfectly.
Pretty good going, eh?
Yeah. Costco, baby.
And James Browning is my choice of song. So.
Just like Lani, right?
Oh.
Dylan, do you want a piece of cake?
No, I'm okay.
Okay. Because I know that Ada doesn't like carrot cakes. What about you?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Can't go past a good cake.
Yeah. And there is also some cheese. It's a small cheese. It's yeah. My French friend said that she had exactly the same when she was little. So their own village.
Oh, right.
They make small cheese.
They must do like a smaller piece.
That's perfect. Breakfast.
Oh yeah, with dates and seeds. Yeah. So I've been ordering the cakes from Hamdingas for many years, and one particular year was Aiden's birthday, and I wanted to do the steampunk one. And they created like an amazing thing. There were cogwheels, and there were so many things. And Aiden, he's a modest guy. He never really wanted to kind of stand out very much with his look. So I said, "Yeah, steampunk party. I'm having a dress." And he said, "Mom, you're the only one person who's allowed to dress." I told all my friends that there is no dress up. So it was me and the cake dressed up. And this particular Actually, yeah. I got the message. Next year, it was just an average, like a bowling alley Thursday. Yeah. Well, every family needs a teenager, and our family is me. Welcome back to Taranaki Foodies. It's a celebratory anniversary episode, 100th episode of Taranaki Foodies with Area 41, with Alina Williams, Warwick Foy, and Andy Bassett, with our guests, our team of brains, charm, and skills, Tia Tony Carey, Dylan Wilson, and Hope Loveridge from Collab Hospitality. I'd just like to thank you guys for coming, and this was such an epic show. I appreciate your support, Tia. I wish you so much success beyond your imagination, and of course to your friend John Baker. And I would like to shout out to Mike's Brewery, our loyal sponsor of the Most FM, the largest draft beer choice in North Island, with an organic range of beers, with low alcohol kombucha range, and many more. To please taste buds of the most demanding foodies. And few words from our sponsor, Area 41 on Brougham Street. Try their authentic Italian menu, Italian Peroni beer, and Italian coffee. Ask their sommelier about the Italian wine list too.
Yeah, just before you wrap up, I'm just going to have a little say here. I'd just like to commend you, Alina, for your remarkable ability to drag in almost every hospo employee in the town, and certainly and even in the region, week after week, and sometimes with food. And the way that you engage with them and make them feel comfortable to share their journey is remarkable. So I commend you on that.
Thank you so much, Warwick. I feel nice. Yes, thank you for listening to Taranaki Foodies with Area 41. Now we're going to take some selfies and post them on Instagram and Facebook. Tune in to 100.4 FM every Saturday at 4 p.m. Remember, there is a live recording of this interview online on Taranaki Foodies with Area 41 group page on Facebook. Meet you next Saturday at 4 p.m. Bye-bye, my gourmet notes. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Wow, this was awesome. Yeah.
Thank you.
So it's time to finish the play.